A very, very good evening, everybody. We are back. Happy New Year. It's been exactly 49 days since the last race in hedge racing. That was the finale of season 4 in Abu Dhabi. It's a new season, a completely new grid, and a new commentary team. Myself and my good friend, Mr. Matt Rowney. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, Hedge.
How are we?
Good evening, stranger. I'm good, yeah. I'm good. How are you? Are you excited?
I am excited. I know it's only a pre-season race, but there's a level of sort of excitement now. It's been a while, and there's always something about a new season. You know, as the season goes on, it's exciting, of course, for the front runners, but then not so exciting if you're sort of in that midfield or towards the bottom. But of course, a new season, it gives everyone a chance, doesn't it? You know, everyone starts on a level playing field, and it's I must say, maybe a little bit of bias because it's my league, but this is probably up there as the best group we've ever had. I know there's a few not there tonight because obviously there's reserves and whatnot. We'll go through that throughout qualifying, but you know a lot of these drivers, Matt, from Cone. There's some decent names, shall we say, in this lobby.
Yeah, there certainly is. I mean, a lot of them I've never raced with, but I've seen them in CRL in some of the higher tiers.
Yeah. And
some of them are absolutely rapid. So yeah, I can't wait to see. Oh my goodness, we've almost had a bit of racing going into Parabolica there. The little Joanna went off. Is it Little Juan or
Little Juan?
He went Little Juan. He went off track completely to get past the Alfa Romeo.
I'm pretty good. I missed that because I'm actually watching him as well. But I was sending the stream link into the chat, so I actually missed that.
Yeah, but it might be on stream. But I thought we were going to have a little bit of wheel-to-wheel racing already. Yeah.
I'm gutted I missed that. I was putting the stream into the chat, but yeah, we'll go through obviously the grid, we'll go through the calendar, we'll go through everything as we go along. It is a full qualifying session. Full qualifying has been implemented for this season. We'll see how it goes. You know, we'll trial error it as the season progresses, but hopefully it's something that remains in the league for the full season. You want to see it really in it, and for now anyway, full qualifying will be in the league. I am on board with the little one actually. In the Alpine. It's not quite the Aston Martin, Matt, is it? I know we're not in the Aston Martin this year in Cone, but it's a car that's very close to our hearts. It always will be.
Yeah.
We've parted company this year. You're in the Ferrari. It couldn't be more different, could we, this year? You're Ferrari and Mercedes. A little bit different.
Every time I hear you in the CRL commentary sit up the Mercedes, a part of my heart just bleeds a little bit.
I'm always Aston Martin, mate. Always Aston Martin.
You know, part of me wants to be like, up the Ferrari in return, but I just can't. It just doesn't have the same.
It's not right, is it?
No, I'm sure this is just a temporary fling. I'm sure we'll be back together next season in the same car, and this will just be a temporary breakup, and we'll never speak of it again.
I have absolutely no doubt. Little one setting the fastest time of 1:20.9. CRL underscore, is it PO? You know him better than me. Is that what we're going? Are we saying PO?
Yeah, it's my good friend Matty. I'll work with him.
I'm gonna call him Digweed still.
Yeah, it's Digweed, it's Pio. I mean, yeah, he's my good mate, Matty. I mean, we literally work together, not only for the same company, but literally together day in, day out.
Yeah.
And he's responsible for getting me into all this. So I wouldn't even be here, I wouldn't be racing, I wouldn't be sat here, I wouldn't even have a racing wheel. I wouldn't even have met you, Hedge, if it wasn't for Matty introducing me to the whole racing league. So
I'm just used to him as Digweed.
Yeah.
We'll go. You know, there's a few names, isn't there? There's not, I think, you know, we'll wing it. We'll wing it.
Yeah.
We'll see how I feel when it depends what he does. If he crashes into a wall, I don't know what I'll say. You know, whatever comes out really. Let's hope he doesn't crash into the wall. He's currently there's some very close times there. 3 drivers, 4, 9, 5. No, not 5. Someone's just gone a bit quicker there, but there's a few drivers there in the 1:21.9s there. So it's changed again now.
We've got a retirement. I think Christoph's retired.
Oh, he has.
Out of Ascari.
He has. I missed that. Let's get on board with who's close to him. Is that a Red Bull?
AJ Wuhan. Yeah, he's just gone past him. A couple of Alfa Romeos are coming past.
Oh dear. Our first DNF for season 6. Well played, Christoph. Well played, mate. We've got a message in the chat. I apologise. I didn't see who sent it. I only caught the last bit of it. He said the best comms duo. Love that.
Oh, it's Mrs. Matt.
It's Mrs. Matt.
It's Mrs. Matt.
Mrs. Edge is here somewhere. Oh, she's turned up. Oh, she's here. She's here. She's here. Later than never. She's here. But I love that. Best comms duo. Oh, stop it. You're too kind. We are though, aren't we? We are. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are. Secretly.
Yeah, secretly. Of course, it's a full grid tonight. There's a few reserves. We'll go over the calendar in a moment, as well as the the lineup for the season. The reserves tonight, though, very quickly, if I can spot them, I believe are Jack Priddy in the Alpine, Wild Dog in the McLaren. Yeah, go on, mate. Go on, mate. Go on.
Can you quickly just jump to the? Oh, it doesn't matter. That was weird. A weird glitch. Can you jump to? We're just talking about him. My good friend Pio.
I can. He's currently sat in. He's in the wall.
Parked. Yeah, on my screen, he was sort of sat in the pit entry, not moving.
He's now retired.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. He was sat in the pit entry, like reversing, like trying to do a 3-point turn, the pit entry, and then next minute he just reset to track.
You can't park there, sir.
Next to the pit wall, so I don't know what's happened there. He's got damage.
No damage, nothing visible, and he's already put a lap together, and quite a decent lap as well. So I don't understand. No, I'm not sure. Maybe a bug. It is cold masters, mate. We know the drill.
Yeah. True.
Hopefully, no, you're fine, mate. Hopefully, it's something that's not causing a lot of issues. But it's not great, is it? It's not great. I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, it's cold masters, So that's the beauty of F1, I guess. But hopefully, it's not. I don't know. On my screen, he was sort of parked up next to the pit wall. I don't know, it's strange, very strange. But the reserves very quickly, just so we all know, Jack Priddy in the Alpine, Wild Dog, we all know Wild Dog, I don't need to introduce him in the McLaren. And there's one more, it's Christoph, who's retired on track, of course, and that'll be great to start. He's replacing Jay Lawler in Mercedes, hopefully. Of course, reserves are great, but hopefully next week we can have the full grid of 20 drivers. Reserves are great, but you want the 20 drivers if possible. Christoph Wheel's still on track, by the way, I can just see it then. On board with KXI, on track.
Yeah, talking of wheels, Pio's just sent me a message there and he said steering wheel wouldn't turn right, so I couldn't even make it into the pits. Don't know if you saw, going to have to unplug everything.
Oh dear.
So his wheels seem to have had and his wheel never does that, ever. I've never seen his wheel ever do that in all the practice sessions we've done, test races.
No, it's not great, is it? You don't want that, do you?
No, I hope he can get everything back in and get back in. It's only Q1, and he says he's put a good time, and I think he might be able to get through with that time. You never know.
He's one of the newcomers this season. It's his first ever hedge racing race. He's a full-time driver for this season. Speaking of the drivers, we'll go through the lineup very quickly. I'm on board with our current champion, the Season 3 and Season 4 champion, Vipers Ken. He's now in the Haas. He's won it in the Renault, he's won it in the Williams. He's now going to try and win it for the Haas, but if he does that, fair play to him, because no one wins anything in a Haas. So Vipers Ken looking to make it three titles in a row. They're even to Chimp in the chat. We all love a bit of Chimp, don't we? We all love Chimp.
We love a bit of Chimp.
He's saying very nice things about you, Matt. Not so much about me, but some nice things about you. For Chimp, is he Mercedes off there in Sector 1?
Is it Matt?
I saw a yellow flag.
Wilson?
It is Matt Wilson. Or whether he's just warming up his tyres, I don't know, but it looked like he may have been off there. We'll stay on board then with the man championships in a row, Vipers Ken. But the driver lineup very quickly. The Williams team are another new driver. We all know HRL Nathan, don't we? Does he need an introduction? Probably not. We all know who he is. AFL alongside him, of course. AFL, I know AFL very well. That's just Matt, very good driver, raced us last season in Cone. The McLaren team of Jay Luke, who's not here tonight, he'll be here next week, all being well. And Jack Bowie, I think we all know Jack, very good driver, of course. He was very close to winning the Tier 3 championship in Cone last season. One of the most favoured teams, I'd say, Red Bull are AJ and Freefall. Not a bad team at all.
They got a good drawing in the CRL as well. What is it with Red Bull this season?
Hasn't there something dodgy going on me? But then again, I did both draws, so I can't really say anything.
Maybe you're in hedge, I don't know.
Vipers Kenny validates in Sector 2, so a little bit of a wobble there for the champion. A little one's retired in the pits, but you can't blame him, to be fair, because he's currently on pole. AJ, of course, his first season in hedge racing. He has raced before as a reserve. I believe he raced once and won a race in Abu Dhabi a couple of seasons ago. He may have raced last season as well, actually. But he is a race winner in this league, but it's his first time being a full-time driver. He's with Freefall. KXI, of course, had that ridiculous team of Vipers Ken last season. The Constructors Championship. He's with Digweed, Pio, whatever you want to call him. They're in the AlphaTauri. Jay Lawler, a Tier 1 and Tier 2 champion, is with Mark Wilson in the Mercedes. The very quick Jeroen, he's quite quick. He's in the Aston Martin. We all love the Aston Martin, don't we? We all love the Aston Martin. He's with Riordan. DC, his first season full-time in this league, long time Mazel's in the Ferrari. Vipers Ken, with Jay Wills, a very good team in the Haas, by the way, that Viper Ken and Jay Wills. Giant and Little One. Well, it wasn't meant to be Giant and Little One.
With that, he's got away with it. He's span it in the first sector chicane. Still in quali.
Yeah, he has damaged the right hand plate, hasn't he? But he's not out. Did you see that happen?
Yeah, I did. Well, I was on board with the car behind him, so it sort of happened in front. But when I saw him go off, I thought that was it. I thought quali was over for him. He's on the medium, so I wonder if he's having a problem, getting the mediums up to temperature. But yeah, my heart stopped for Bowie there.
Lucky
Luckily,
boy.
he can change his. He's going to have to change his tyres and go out on the soft, isn't he? He hasn't got a choice.
We have a new fastest lap, and it is on his hedge racing debut, Mr. CRL Nathan, a 1:20.5, putting him top in the Williams. Can Williams make it back-to-back titles with two different drivers? Vipers Ken, of course, in the Williams last year, won it. Can Nathan, or AFL, you never know, win it this year? Who knows? Yeah, it was meant to be Jaime and Little One in the Alpine this year, but unfortunately Jaime had to drop out due to work commitments, so he's been replaced by Atom, but Atom isn't here tonight, he'll be here next week. And finally, it's one of the hedge racing OGs. He's been here for every season, hardly ever missed a race. I think he's probably raced more races in this league than anybody else, and it is Colin Racing League's M_Hobbs. He's with Alex Dobson. Now, he's one to watch out, Alex Dobson. He joined late last season, but looked very quick. He's got something about him, Alex Dobson, got a little bit of pace, and I think he's an underdog this year. I think him and Hobbsy could be a very good team in the Alfa Romeo. And that's the lineup, Matt. You do know most of them, of course. Any very early favourites from you? Anyone you think that could run away with it? It's a very early prediction, isn't it? But you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nathan, AJ, DC, Jerome, I think, all very quick in the CRL. I think I fancy them to do well this season. The Little One, he looks pretty quick.
Yeah, he's got a bit of pace.
I don't know if he is in the CRL, but he seems pretty quick too.
He's been in Cone before. He's a reserve in my tier this year, but he's got a bit of pace. Little One. He's had a lot of podiums last season in my league. He's got a lot of pace, and I think another one that a bit of an underdog can definitely get on the podium.
Yeah, so there's a couple. It's a nice mix. I think it's going to be interesting because I know a lot of these guys in CRL a lot in different tiers, so it's going to be interesting to see how they compete against one another. Actually,
we will not go through the full calendar because we'll be here all night. But just to run you through a bit of the calendar, if you bear with me 1 second, it is a fifth. 1 second, let me get it up. Sorry about that. It's a 14 race season this season for season 5. We start next week officially in Belgium. That'll be fun. Next Sunday in Belgium, won't it? That'll be a good one to start off with.
That's a cracking opener, that.
I'm looking forward to that. It was not on the calendar last year, which is a bit controversial, missing Belgium out. I picked it as my pick for Cone this year, so I do love Belgium myself, so I'm really looking forward to that. Could be a bit of a mess. It's a 14 race season. We start in Belgium, and the champions pick this year was from Vipers Ken. And I forgot what Vipers Ken picked, which is shocking from me. I'll have to go back and have a look, but I forgot what he's picked. It's been a while, but we start in Belgium next week, and we end on the 1st of May in the Netherlands. So it's a 15 race season. Start in Belgium next Sunday, the 30th, and end on the 1st of May in the Netherlands. But it consists of all the tracks you'd expect. There's a hedge racing league debut for Saudi Arabia midway through the season. That'll be another one that we look forward to. Portugal and Imola are both included as well. China's included, which I know some people are a bit like Marmite China, and I don't like it personally, but I know that some do. Did you race China last week in the Cone practice?
Yeah, I had a shocker. It was a wet to dry quali, and it was my first competitive race on the wheel, and I'd never driven in a wet race on the wheel, so I was really cautious. And it went, I think I was the second slowest in the wet, and it went dry at the end, and I went on my outlap, and there was traffic, and I think I was about 5 seconds off crossing the line and putting a dry lap in.
On the plus side, it was a practice race, wasn't it? It's a practice race. The big one's tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, Bowie!
Has he gone again?
Just spun it into turn 1. Yeah, it was just a careless little spin. I think he lost the back end, caught the curb, and well, I can't quite see how long's left because 1 minute 29. He's going to have to hurry up. He's going to have to probably set a qualifying lap just to get round.
Wait, start how long's left on your screen?
A minute 20.
Mine says 2 minutes plus. Mine's 2 minutes 6.
One
of us is right. I don't know which one.
Yeah, one of us. Well, We'll see. You'll see how quickly Bowie gets around.
It's little bugs like that ruin this game, though, isn't it? Little things like that are so easy to fix. They're just so frustrating. Because you want to know, don't you? Like, obviously, that's a big gap, but there's a minute difference between me and you there. Like, on mine now, there's a minute and 43. So...
yeah, weird. We'll see.
We might both be wrong, who knows?
Yeah, we might be, yeah. Some of the guys might have to let us know in the comments which one of us is right and which one of us is wrong.
Just to clarify, this is a pre-season race. I probably should have... I've not even mentioned that yet. This is a pre-season race tonight, so no points out for grabs, but of course, it's a chance for the drivers to get back on track, get used to the team, get used to the car they're in this year, etc. You know, just get a feel for it ahead of the real thing next week. But of course, full league rules do apply. Incident submissions are open. It's a chance for me and Matt to get back on commentary because it's been a while, hasn't it? So a chance to get a bit of rustiness out before we start next week.
Absolutely. It's been a while. I was saying it beforehand, wasn't it? You couldn't commentate the finale of CRL, so it has been a while.
It has. I missed it. That was good to be back.
I need to thank you actually on stream for actually asking me to be co-commentator for your own racing league. So,
it was a no-brainer, mate. We have obviously.
Thanks to you, Hedge, for that.
Well, we worked together last year. It was quite funny because I did what tier did I do last year? And my mind's gone blank. We did tier 3, didn't we? And
commentary,
commentary. Sorry, commentary tier 3. And obviously, I needed a partner, and you volunteered, and it ended working really well, didn't we? We did about 5 races together. I'd say 5-6 races together. And it worked really well. And we had a lot of nice feedback from a lot of the drivers and the admins. As Alex Dobson retires, that could be on track. No, it's not on track. A couple of yellow flags in different areas. Yeah, we worked together on commentary, and it's nice to be able to do it again for a full season. So yeah, looking forward to it. And you never know, in Cone, we might commentate it together again. There's a good chance over the course of this season, maybe next season, that I don't think it'll be the last time we commentate together in Cone. Put it that way.
No, I don't either. We'll see what happens. The tiers we racing can still change, and anything can change, anything can happen. So we'll see.
Jack Bowie does get a lap in, and it is ninth, which, to be fair, as it stands, should be enough to put him into Q2. Of course, the bottom 5 will drop out. One of the bottom 5 at the moment is Mr. Freefall, having a bit of a mare. He has just changed to wheel, though. In fairness to him, I know that he's still adapting to the wheel, and in fairness, it's a very tough thing. So you've also changed the wheel, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
How are you finding it
this season? Some tracks really good. In fact, some tracks I feel better. Other tracks I feel a lot worse. So
just getting used to it, innit?
Yeah, it took me ages. I had to pretty much over the Christmas break. I was putting 4 or 5 hours a day in. As AFL is retired, I'm guessing that might be on track.
He's just pulled into the pits now, so he was on a lap, but he didn't go to plan. So unfortunately for AFL, he's going to be starting at the back.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, like Freefall, he's in tier 4 as well. Coming down, getting used to the wheel. It's not easy. Some tracks like Silverstone, is a track I was terrible on pad, really good on wheel. It's weird how it changes track. Like Singapore used to be one of my best tracks on pad. I'm nowhere near on wheel. It's really
strange, isn't it?
So.
But obviously it's a big jump, but obviously once you've done that jump, it's a massive benefit to you once you get used to it.
Yeah, there's no going back. So yeah, I know yourself, Hedge. You've got yourself an Aston Martin.
I have
yourself an Aston Martin wheel.
I have, yeah. So I've had the G29 for a while, but obviously not. I couldn't really get used to it. I tried. I don't know if it was the wheel or the pedals. Good evening to Dan in the chat. Good luck tonight on the track. Yeah, I got the wheel and I couldn't really get used to it. So I give up, to be honest with you. I'll be honest. I give up and I stuck with the controller. And I thought, you know what? We won tier 4. It's time to mix it up a bit and get onto the wheel. But I didn't want to use an on wheel. I wanted like the F1 add-on for it. So I looked online. Managed to get one. It's not here yet, but it has got the Aston Martin. I had to get the Aston Martin logo on it.
I like that.
But it's not here yet. It should be here, to be honest with you, in the next week, hopefully. So my aim is to get a bit of practice, do the Cone League on controller this season, and then hopefully next season go onto the wheel. But you know, time will tell in terms of how quick I get used to. Because it's a big jump in it, and what I don't want to do, and I said this to the admins, I didn't want to go on it this year. End up taking people out in races, and because I wasn't good in it at all, so I thought give myself a season just to in between races and in 5 lappers and stuff, get used to it, and then you never know, might be on the wheel together next season in the Aston Martin. That'd be alright, wouldn't it?
Well, that'd be lovely. Yeah, it would be lovely. I had a point over Christmas where it was like I had to get the wheel now and just commit to it, put practice in and just go for it, or I'd have to put it back like 4 or 5 months, and the wheel was sat there ready, so I thought, I'm just going to take it, I'm just going to go for it. And I'm not far off. I think if I'd have got it another 2 or 3 weeks before the season, I would be right up to speed, but the only way you're going to properly get practice is by actually doing races with other people, so...
Yeah,
see how it goes.
I think that's a good point you made there, because obviously, by going out on track in official league races and racing with other people, that's the best way to improve in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in an in-race situation with other people. Yeah.
See how it goes tomorrow for you in Australia.
Yeah, I have no idea how that's gonna go. Fingers crossed.
Mate, you can only try, can't you? You can only try.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you get used to it. And like I said, by next season you'll be a lot better, won't you? You've done a lot of. Obviously, you've done a full season on the wheel. You'll have developed on it.
Hopefully in a season's time I'll be right up to speed, and then that's it. You're in. Then you just start taking assists off as you go, and then you should only just get better. But yeah.
I am just going to very quickly check the audio on stream, because I've been told that my mic's making a bit of a funny noise. It sounds like I'm underwater, which is it's not great, because it's a new mic and it cost my girlfriend quite a lot of money. She bought it me for Christmas, so I don't think she'll be too impressed if it's not working very well. So give me 2 seconds, Matt. I'll be literally at 30 seconds, mate.
No, that's fine. But yeah, it was worth mentioning. Didn't mention that we were too busy nattering, but yep, the 5 drivers who I believe went out in Q1. AFL couldn't unfortunately get a proper lap together. Free fall, as well as I think Jack Pretty, KXI, as well as my good friend Pio, who yeah, I don't know if it's any form of consolation that the time Pio did put in wasn't good enough anyway. I'm sure he would have gone quicker. But yeah, Pio lost out by less than a tenth, so I think he'd have gone quicker and went through. But it's malfunctioned and not different.
That's a bit of a shame, that. But on the plus side, if any consolation, at least it's happened tonight in the pre-season race and not in an official race for points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you'd be a bit annoyed, wouldn't you, if that, you look forward to the start of the season and you get done over by. I remember it's a much different scenario, but I remember when we was in Singapore. I think it may have even been our first commentary in Tier 3, and Jack Bowie had an issue in quali, didn't he, when he couldn't get into the lobby. And it really, he's going for the title at that point, and it really sort of slipped him up. And that's the worst thing, that, isn't it, when it's out of your control, something happens, whether it's your wheel or connection or whatever. I nearly has a spin there, but yeah, it is annoying, it, when it's something that's out of your control.
Yeah, especially when it's never happened before. I'm gutted for him, but you never know. I mean, you're starting Monza. To be fair, I think starting Monza is, I think Alfa Romeo's gone for a bit of a spin. Or is it just Hobbsy going?
I think it may be Hobbsy letting people past.
Yeah. For me, Monza, you just don't want to be starting in the middle of the pack.
No.
Into turn 1 at all. How you keep your front wing together is just impossible. I think if you're not going to be right at the front, at least be right at the back, and you can just sit back and watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Carnage unfold, and then just pick your way.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest turn 1s, even probably, in fairness, turn 2s in F1. And if you get that breaking point wrong, I remember when I raced there as a reserve, and I was very rusty on the game. I was quite new to the game, and it was the first race. I believe it was season 2, and it was the first race of the season, and they needed a driver, and I thought, oh, go on then, I'll join in, and I may have caused a bit of an incident at turn 1. But in fairness, I was very rusty on the game. I wasn't playing the game. I was normally a commentator, but they needed one driver for a full grid, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm not missing out. Yeah, and I may have braked a little bit late at turn 1. But it's a long, that's F1 2020 Edge. That's old Edge. As AJ retires, that looks to be on track. That is on track in sector 2. Little one's coming round towards it. Oh, he's in the middle of the track. And he's not ghosted, not ghosted either, which isn't ideal there. The ghosting can be a bit funny on this game, can't it? Have you noticed that?
That's what happened to me last week in the pre-season race around China. Maverick caught the inside curb in front of me in the fast right-hander around China, span his car, come back on track, and I just kept my foot down, thought he would ghost. He didn't ghost, and I just drove flat out into him. Yeah. And I had to pit on lap 3 for a new front wing, so yeah, ghosting. I wouldn't trust it. I think sometimes
it's very inconsistent.
Sometimes, yeah. Thankfully, no one's caught AJ, who must have just caught the curb. I'm assuming. Another one spinning on the medium tyres. I wonder if they're struggling to get them tyres up to.
I don't actually know the strategy for it for Monza. I've not been. There's been a few issues with Monza on the game, hasn't there? I don't know if you've heard about them with the curbs, and they've been a bit dodgy. So I've not actually raced or commented on Monza for a while. So I'm not 100% sure on the strategy. If anyone is watching the stream, or Matt, I don't know if they can let us know, because I don't know the strategy.
I think it's a pretty straightforward. I think it's soft, medium, or medium soft, just a one stop. But if it's going to rain in the race, then it could completely change.
Oh, I forgot about that
strategy. Yeah, I mean, if it's going to rain later in the race, do you stick the mediums on and try and go all the way on the mediums to inters, or do you try and risk getting all the way on the softs? Quite a few have edged it with the mediums.
We've been told that it's meant to be full rain for the race, which could be fun. Again, the weather is on approximate, so things can change. But if it's forecast full rain, it's not going to change too much.
It wouldn't, but if it was full rain start, your starting tyre doesn't matter. You just go on the soft, surely.
Yeah, and hammer it and get through. But we will see, especially in the rain as well. You don't want to be starting in that mid. At all on this track. But if it is raining, you do not want to be starting in that 10th place, do you? Around about there. You did Russia in the rain, and I started right in the middle in 10th. It was the worst quality ever, and it was horrible. That was a horrible night. That. Oh, it was not.
We got dealt some tricky races in Tier 4 last season. Like we were the only tier that got wet races every single.
I remember the Bahrain race when we followed each other into pits about 8 times and double stacked about 8 times.
Yeah.
I think we still got 4th and 5th, didn't we, that night?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. That was a good race. That one.
We were like glued together all night. That was another one that was a bit chaotic as well.
Do you remember Austria last season as well, where it was a wet race on dry tyres for the first 10 laps?
Yeah, that was interesting. The joys of Tier 4 on a Monday night.
I know. And our pre-season race last week, it was a wet qualifying. I dread tomorrow.
Oh, don't.
If it rains around Australia, I might just retire in Q1 and just start from the back, watch the chaos in front of me.
There's a little bit of pressure on me because my teammates got no points last week in Tier 1 or Tier 2, so Mercedes currently have no points. So the likes of me, Chimp and Atom need to do, and Christoph, who's racing tonight, he's my teammate, so us four need to kind of carry the load tomorrow and get some points for Mercedes, so no pressure. Even if it's 1 point, that'll do, won't it? It's a point, better than nothing.
Yeah.
That'll do, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not great out in Australia, especially in the rain, so hopefully. I'm not even going to jinx it, because every time I say that it rains, so as a commentator, it's great, but no, not as a driver. No.
No, it's the worst. It's the worst thing ever.
Just as a reminder to everyone, this is a pre-season race, so of course there's no points up for grabs tonight, but it is a chance for the drivers to set a little bit of a marker down. If you win the pre-season race, then a bit of bragging rights before the season even starts, and look forward to it, especially on a track like Monza, such a fast-paced circuit. I had got the previous season results from Monza in this league, so this was a track that was raced here. We are in season 5 now. It was raced in season 1, 2 and 3. It wasn't involved last year. Went to Imola instead last year, but it was season 1, Jay Lawler won it. He was joined on the podium by 2 drivers that are no longer with in this league, Panda and Favi. Season 2, which was one that I mentioned when I caused a bit of an incident, and I actually finished 19th that night behind Chimp. But we won't talk too much about that. Jacko won the race that night, Vipers Ken and Scales here, again some other drivers that aren't longer within this league, on the podium. And in season 3, the most recent league race in this league, in Monza, Alfie, Jay Lawler and Vipers Ken. So Vipers Ken does have a podium here. He's currently the quickest driver on track, the only driver in the 120. But even to Digweed! He's here in the stream.
P.O. Digweed, P.O.
He's still called Digweed on YouTube, so I'm calling him Digweed. Either or.
Call him whatever you want.
Yeah, either or.
Wild Dog's gone off track there. He was just in sector 2 gravel trap. Thankfully slowed him down before he caught the wall, but he's at risk here, Wild Dog, and I don't know if he's maybe ruined his soft tyres there. It might be okay to go again.
I always say, and I've mentioned this before, so you on commentary, I know he's mentioned it, he's put Diggers, he's fine, there we go, so he don't mind being called Dig, but he still likes it. Or Diggers. He's got about Diggers. 8 names, hasn't he?
Yeah, we'll go with Diggers.
It's like a pick and mix. I have mentioned to you, normally, and I'm a bit of a sucker for this myself, I do like that P11 spot, me. in some scenarios when you're starting on them different tyres, you could potentially be the highest, not always, but you could potentially be the highest medium runner. I've always quite liked it, and again tonight's a little bit different if he drains you, but I don't know, it's not about that P11 spot for me that I kind of like it. I don't know, it's strange. It's a weird obsession, I think.
Yeah, some tracks it's actually really, really beneficial, like Singapore. Like, you start on the mediums, one stop it, everyone else has to start softs, and you've got no chance of getting the softs, like a one stop round Singapore. So some tracks it is like second pole position, really. I don't know about around Monza though. I think you're going into turn 1 in 11th. Then good luck to you.
Mark Wilson crosses the line and does improve, but still in that P11. Funny enough, I know his missus in the chat as well. I think we should start a women's league. Get a women. My girlfriend, your missus, get Mark's missus, and there's a few others as well. I think it'd be great.
Oh,
we'll commentate it as well. We'll commentate it. There'll be like 20 DNS by lap 1. It'll be over by lap 2.
It'll be up by lap 1. Turn 1.
For the shortest stream ever, won it about 20 seconds. But it'd be worth it. Let's get it going next season.
I think qualifying would be funny as well.
We'll do like a hedge racing women's league, women's division.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Jill always put hedge racing wags. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Could you imagine that? I'd love it.
Chaos.
I'd love it.
What's the name of this? The guy who drives the safety car. He'll be busy.
Albert Melander, yeah, he would.
Yeah.
I just noticed as well, KXI is not into Q2, but he did mention to me another one that has changed a few little settings. There's a few that have, whether it's gone onto wheel or changed some settings. I know that AJ, I know that Euroa, I know that KXI, a few others have changed them settings, trying to make a step up, you know, whether it's different assists or whatnot. I know that they've made a few changes, so that's to keep an eye on. Nathan now the quicker again, looking very quick for 120.4, of course, to try and cement his place into Q3. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, there you go, Mark's missus just put, I won't even make the first corner hedge. I think the kids would do better than me. Well, I don't think many would make the first corner, but that'd be the beauty of it, wouldn't it? See what happens.
Whoever makes the first corner wins by default.
Whoever gets there first.
Yeah. We've got a race going on down the straight. But I tell you what, there's a bit of teamwork going on between the Alfa Romeos.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I can't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was Alex or Hobbsy, but they were giving each other a nice little tour down the main straight. I don't know if Alex was getting the tour because he's invalidated his lap, but he is behind Hobbsy, so I wonder if Hobbsy's just going to give him another little tour down the main straight. I mean, in real life, I don't know how accurate the game is, but I think that the tour down the straights at Monza's ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, it reminds me and you, Matt. We was very good at helping each other out. You know, the Aston Martin boys.
We did it round. What track was it? We
did it at Austria first of all.
Austria.
We didn't even know each other, and we still helped each other out. It was your first race, I think. That, no, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might have been. We just did it. We just knew it.
It was just good chemistry on it. Nathan retires in the pits, but of course he's done and he's done just, and he's into Q2, into Q3, not Q2. His brother's had a little bit of a different Q2, hasn't he? Because he's through in first, and AJ's not through, shall we say? He's out. Jables the only driver. Is Jables out on a lap? He is. We'll stay on board then with Jables. He's the only driver, Matt, that's yet to put a lap in.
Yeah, he put a spin. He had a spin on his first lap. I don't think he hit the wall, but he did have a bit of a spin. So this is pressure. I think he's going through not parabolic, a Scari. Bit of pressure on this.
It's a very tough sector, isn't it, to navigate, especially at full speed.
Yeah,
he did pretty well there.
He might get a little bit of a tour from one of the Alfa Romeos as well.
Yeah, I think that's Alex. Is it Alex Dobson? Is it Hobbsy? It may be Hobbsy. Oh, we've got another former Aston Martin driver in the chat. Greg's Game Centre's here. He says, makes me sad listening to you talk about Aston Martin. Oh, mate. I remember in the draw for last season, I got drawn with Greg. It was scenes in the... everyone was buzzing. And in Holland, he took me out, put me into a wall. And he was never seen again.
Never seen again, that was it.
Love you, Greg. What a man. And he's back in Cone, I believe, now, isn't he? He's with you tomorrow in Tier 4. The man, the myth, the legend. Come on, Greg. Big win tomorrow, mate. Big win from you.
Oh, Mazzles has just set the quickest sector one. He's getting a nice little tour from Mark, who cuts the corner. Oh, my word.
That was close.
That's a bit close for comfort, wasn't it?
That was Mercedes and Ferrari conveniently as well, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I hope that doesn't end up happening to us too at some point.
I'm sure the Italians would love a Ferrari winner tonight. I remember when Charles Leclerc won here a couple of years ago and it went absolutely mental.
It did.
In Monza. And one of my favourite ever F1 races when Pierre Gasly won here. I thought it was ridiculous. The way the race happened and mental. Yeah, one of my favourite F1 races. That. And look, was it this year when Hamilton and Verstappen had a bit of an incident here as well? I say a bit of an incident. Wasn't one of them on top of the other car?
Yeah, the cars were like piled on top of each other like a sandwich.
Daniel Ricciardo won it, didn't he, this year?
Yeah, he did. It was a 1-2 for McLaren, yeah.
I think it was Leclerc, Gasly and Ricciardo, the last 3 winners in Monza, so you gotta love Monza. Gotta love Monza.
Always brings up really good races, and I don't mind getting another shock tonight, especially if it's wet.
100%.
I mean, Ascari in the wet, no thanks.
So I know it's only a pre-season race, but like there's that element of sort of getting that. It's a bit of a building block, isn't it? You know, stepping stone for next week. If you get a good result here, against obviously the drivers you're going to be competing against throughout the season, you're laughing, aren't you? It's a good sort of a confidence booster for next week.
It is, yeah. It's confidence, and I think it gives you an idea of who to watch out for, who might be at your pace. I mean, I found it interesting last week, because obviously with me being on the wheel, I had no idea where I was going to be in the order, if I was going to be top, bottom.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was happy in some respects, but then I was a bit like, you know, I need to pick the pace up because I'm a lot slower than I was. So it gives you a good idea of where you're at in the order.
I'll tell you something. Alex Dobson has wormed it through there past Wild Dog, but one person that I've been told has been setting very good pace in Cone in the practice races, and he's setting some very good pace tonight, is Riordan. I think he's a man on a mission. He's literally like, the level he has gone up in the past year on this game. I mean, obviously, he raced was in Tier 4 and he was quick, don't get me wrong, and he was always up there. But like, he seems to have hit a new level since then. I mean, even tonight, yeah, it's only a pre-season race and it's only qualifying, but he's in Q3 with some very big names there and putting in a very good time. Considering that he was a Tier 4 driver last year, and he's against some Tier 1s here on a cone aspect. He's looking pretty quick, and it's worrying me because he's in Tier 3 with me this season. It's worrying me a little bit.
Aye, yeah, he's looking very quick. Wild Dog just misses out. He's got that dreaded P11. Or is it a dreaded P11?
We'll see.
I'm not too sure. Bowie, his teammate, right alongside him. The two McLarens going to go into turn 1 side by side. Yeah, and then Mark Wilson and AJ are out too on the mediums.
Was there only 4 drivers? Only 4? Only 14 cars?
I think it might have been because of Digger's
possibly.
crashing. Might have been. Maybe, I don't know.
You know what takes a mick when it's a sunny qualifying like it is now, and then the rain hits in the race? Proper takes a mick. And there's not a cloud in the sky over Monza at the moment. Yeah, in the race we've got forecast for rain.
Indeed.
Proper takes a mick, doesn't it? Proper takes a mick. I'm looking now, Matt. Actually, now I'm looking at the pits, and there's not much going on at Mercedes, Red Bull, or McLaren. I think they're done. Their qualifying's over.
What I found interesting is that everyone who got through to Q3 opted to get through on the softs. So I don't know what that means for when the rain might hit in the race. Maybe the rain's going to hit early.
It's hard for us. I mean, that's another feature that I'd like to see. I'd like to see us have like a weather graphic, you know, so we can tell what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm not asking as much, am I?
No, I don't know why they've never included that. But I was thinking that the next F1 game is going to be the first. I think it's the first F1 game where EA have got like full control over it, or lots of like.
Oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, that's it, isn't it? And then it's the first F1 game on the new gen console. So you know we should be expecting some good stuff, I think, with the next F1 game. Hopefully
Fingers
it's
crossed.
us seeing the weather. Yeah.
Fingers crossed, all being well. Someone can let us know in the stream very quick. I know that quite a few of you are here. Thank you for your support. Can you just let us know that all the streams sounded and looking okay? That'd be very much appreciated as we head into the third and final qualifying session of this Season 5 pre-season race. I've got a few facts about Monza. We love a fact on the stream, Matt. We love a fact.
Oh,
you know me.
Fact better than you. Oh yeah.
It is the oldest circuit on the F1 calendar.
Wow.
Monza's history dates back to 1922, when it hosted the Italian Grand Prix for the first time. Can you imagine F1 back in 1922? Seems hard to believe, doesn't it? It's like ridiculous.
That I mean, the safety of the cars back then was just scary.
Do you reckon they all just drove tanks around the track?
It might have been. I think it might have been on that banking. You know,
Wagon and horse?
Yeah, it might have been, yeah. Before cars were even a thing, they had an Italian Grand Prix.
Mental. I didn't know it was the oldest track. I knew it was up there. It's always been a feature on the calendar, but didn't know it was the oldest track. We'll love a fact. I've got a few of them, but we'll save some of them. You know, don't just dish them out all at once. We'll dish them out. You know, we'll have a safety car tonight. I might need something to fill the time with, so we'll.
Yeah. I think we might. To be fair, I'm pretty confident we'll have a safety car.
We'll save. We'll save a couple for potential safety cars on track. You know, you never know, do you? We need to save them. But on board with Little One, I think was the first drive right. Very keen tonight, Little One. Another one that has represented the Aston Martin in this league last season. He did a very good job. Him and Jack Bowie. I remember the first race of season 4 last season was in Bahrain, and out of absolutely nowhere, Jack Bowie and Little One, and both in the Aston Martin, both on the podium. It was an incredible start to the season, and I think a week later, both Haas drivers got on the podium. It was ridiculous. I think every constructor got a podium last season, which was pretty mental. Hopefully that'll be the same this season. I'm counting tonight. I am counting it. It's going to be logged. So if you win this race, you know, it's going to go down in the history books. Although it's not for points, you know, it's still a win, isn't it? A win's a win.
It's all about confidence. All about giving you that confidence going into the first races. Ironically, my two favourite tracks probably are Monza and Belgium.
Love that.
If I was driving in your league right now, I'd be absolutely loving it. But I don't know how I'd be like on the wheel regarding right around Spa, but Monza I'm not too sure. But Girone then goes quicker by only 9/10 of a second. Not, you know, it's a little bit of a gap right there.
Not too much. Here comes Nathan, who's looked very quick in Q1 and Q2. Can he get pole on his first Edge Racing race? He goes 20.3, not much in it at all. As Mazzles gets a 21.1, so the times are very similar. Owen and Nathan very close. Little One and Mazzles very close. DC going in between all of them in the Ferrari. They'll love that, won't they? Italian fans seeing a Ferrari in the mix. And to be fair, 2 Ferraris, because Mazzles as well. They'll love that, the Italians.
Up the Ferrari.
Up the Ferrari.
No,
Whoa.
It's not. It's just
no,
not.
It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Speaking of Aston Martin, here comes Riordan, but he's looked very slow on this lap. Have we jinxed him? Is it a commentator's curse?
I think we have. I think that's it. You know, he's figured him up. I'm sure he probably just had a little bit of a shaky rear end, and he's done the right thing. He's slowed the car down and gone again.
Here comes the back-to-back champion, looking to make it 3 in a row. Vipers Ken in the Harsey rounds last corner. He did get a purple sector 2 in car number 2 as he looks to get pole. He loves qualifying. Vipers Ken. He had so many pole positions last season. It won't be easy this season with a much more competitive grid, but he does get 3rd at the moment. That goes to show this grid's getting more competitive, because he would have probably got pole last season. You may still get pole, of course, there's a long way to go, but there it goes to show it's a much difficult grid. Apologies to someone in the stream. I've had a message in Chinese and I have absolutely no idea what it says, as Riordan retires on track, and we have jinxed him.
Oh no!
On Bobby J Wills, and it's similar to where AJ went. It's the same place and it's the same spot, I think, is it?
Wow.
Oh no, actually, was it the one after? Did he go here? AJ went here, I think, didn't he? Either way, we've jinxed him. The first commentator's curse of the season. There it is.
Gordon's never going to forgive us for that.
Oh dear.
Man.
Yes, I don't think that was in the stream in Chinese, but I don't speak Chinese, unfortunately, so I can't read your comment. No, sorry, there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Jay Wills is on the mediums. He's going to try and get a lap on the mediums. As he rounds last
confidence lap, this one.
I'd have thought so, but it is Jay Wills. He's a very strange young man, so you never know with Josh.
He's one of my teammates in. Actually, no, he's pitting. I was going to say he's one of my teammates this season in the Ferrari, but
well, he was meant to be one of my teammates, but a certain HRL 11 messed the draw up, so we had to do the draw again. But let's not talk about that. You know, it wasn't great, but you know, we move on.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's move on.
It looks like Viper, I think, is coming in on an in-lap, so we've got 8 of the 10 drivers set a lap. Sadly, Riordan's qualifying is done.
And no one on track, so maybe another fact, Matt. Well, no one's on track. Got to do a fact, but the track's dead. Let's do a fact. Let's have a fact, why not?
Go on then, go on.
Let me find a good one. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. So, Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton currently share the record for the most wins at Monza with 5 each. There you go. There you go. The two goats of F1.
The two goats, yeah. Where does Hamilton not have a record of track wins? I think he's pretty much got the most wins at most tracks.
Yeah, well, I've won more Con Racing League wins than him. That's all I'm saying.
So have I, actually.
Yeah, there you go. So unlucky, Lewis, if you watch him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's watching. You never know. He might be sat at home with his feet up, chewing into a dress. You never know. There's 12 viewers. He could be one of them. There's no proof that he isn't. So Lewis, if you are watching, mate, good evening.
Well, there's nothing to say he's actually going to be racing in F1 next season, so he might join hedge racing.
Well, Lewis, I'm going to say we do need reserves, mate. So if you fancy a drive, yeah, me. We can get him for a trial. Let's give him a seat, doing that. I'll get him for a trial, haven't we? You know what I mean? Just give him a seat. Bloody hell. Get him a trial first. You know.
Imagine being the one who. That's ongoing now.
Lewis, if you are watching, though, mate, seriously, message me for a trial, and we'll talk business. Yeah, no worries. 4 minutes to go in Q3, and it's a chance for. I'm going to say all 10, but reorder, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Aston Martin curse. Saying that, one of the Aston Martins is on pole at the minute, so take that what you will. But there's a chance for the 9 drivers to get out with. Mine saying 3 minutes 55, Matt. Is yours the same this time?
I'm a few seconds ahead of you, but I mean, with this game, I just.
Shocking, isn't it?
No idea what's. But all I can say is that I believe I think Jay Wills is the first one out, isn't he?
He is, and he's got a lovely helmet. That is a lovely looking helmet. I've never seen that helmet before, but that's a nice helmet, that, Josh. I like that. Posh. I remember in Bahrain, one of the funniest things I've ever seen on commentary was when Jay Lawler raced around Bahrain, and I was commentating the race. It was the first race of last season, and his guy had no helmet on. He was just driving around with no helmet on. And it caught me so off guard. It must have been a glitch, but he was just there going around at 200 mile an hour with no helmet on. Oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing. I'll have to try and find the clip and send it to you. But it was one of the most random, funniest things I've ever seen.
That's brave. It's brave, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very fair play to him. Fair play to him. A bit dangerous though, isn't it? Just a tad. You don't see what happened to Roman Grosjean in Bahrain. Bloody hell.
Oh no, yeah. Christ.
He did survive, luckily. I don't mean Roman. I mean, yeah. We're digging an hole. I'm going to move on.
Put a shovel away, Hedge.
Josh is the first driver. Luckily with a helmet on, which you'd like to see. Round Monza, he's going to be the first person on a lap, Matt, if you want to take us through it.
Yes, I mean, on my screen at least, I know I'm a few seconds ahead of you. I'm hoping we're watching the same lap, but yeah, he's through the first sector chicane. Commentator's curse again.
Oh, dear. I tried giving you a lap to go around, Matt, and as soon as I give it you, he spins the car. Let's try Nathan then, Matt. Go on. Let's try Nathan.
Yeah, so Nathan, he's going around the first Lesmo. Very easy to extend track limits on the exit of both these corners. You can take a little bit more of the second Lesmo, but nicely within track limits, and yeah, looking pretty clean so far for Nathan. He's just got to. There's not many. He's got to nail the chicanes around here. I think if you can get a Scary nailed, a bit more of an early entry, so you're not compromised on exit, and he invalidates. Just caught too much in the middle of a Scary there. I don't think he'd extended by that much, but this game is harsh on track limits, and Nathan's going to have to cool them tyres down and go again. He hasn't got a choice, has he?
He hasn't. I'm on board with the Ferrari of DC, of course, looking to get a Ferrari on pole, but I think he may have had an incident as well in Sector 2, because he stepped off. Not invalidated, but he has stepped off, so another one having to cool the tyres and go again, so it's not an easy track, Matt, especially when you're going at full pace around it as well. It's very easy to make a mistake, as we've seen tonight already.
It is indeed. So, I mean, this is it. This is pressure. This is qualifying, isn't it? So, no more mistakes now. I think there's only time for one more lap for most of these guys. So, this is it. Now or never.
It is now or never. And Jables and Obviously both yet to set a time as well. So, Obviously on an outlap. Another Italian car, of course, the Alfa Romeo. So, Obviously going to have one shot and that's it. Jables on a lap now. But has he just stepped off in Sector 1, or has my game just had a bit of a freeze? I don't think he has stepped off, actually. It looked like he may have stepped off after the first couple of corners. But I did only catch the end of it, so he may not have done. He may still be on a lap. We'll find out as the lap progresses.
Yeah, he might have just stepped off to catch the car. He doesn't spin it this time, though, going through the second chicane. Not as tight round into Lesmo 1.
It's a tough corner there, isn't it? It's a tough corner, that.
It is. He did well, though. Lesmo 2 was much cleaner. And this is it. He has to take a Scary. He has to keep the car on track, within track limits. He's got to try and keep it pinned. That's clean.
Nice. Josh is very good at, once he gets his head down, he's a very quick driver. And it was a purple sector, of course. That may not be correct. There is a bit of an incident, again. An issue, should I say, with that on the game. But he must be close. There's a 120.2 is the time to beat. If he beat that, fair play to Josh. Here he comes. It's not far off.
Man,
It's far off.
Look at the Hasses. Hasses are looking quite quick, aren't they?
Mazel's looking quick as well. He's 4 tenths up here in the Ferrari. Another one that's found some very good pace in the last couple of years on this game. He's going to try and improve on the P7 and does, and goes fourth on the second row at the moment.
Jerome's coming, well, he's actually up on his time. I mean, he's already got pole position or provisional pole position. Jerome is up by 0.02 of a second, I believe it is. And is he even going to bother completing that? Yes, he is. He's just keeping it very tight to the right-hand side. Ooh. He goes quicker, setting that bar even higher.
Can Vipers Ken get pole against Jerome? And it'll be a great battle this season. That Vipers Ken going to cross the line and not stays third. Next up is the Alfa Romeo of Hobbsy on his one and only lap. Hobbsy, who won the first race of last season. Can he get into that front row? It's going to be a very tough front row to get onto. But where will Hobbsy go? Sick.
Yeah, his teammate invalidated. Nathan, I think, has he run out of fuel coming
Nathan's on the pole. Oh, he was 3 tenths up, Nathan, as well.
Yeah, I don't know if he's run out of fuel there, you know. His yellow flag started popping up. I don't know if that's because he's...
Here comes DC, he's 2 tenths up. Getting very close to Nathan. I don't know where he finished, but there was very nearly a massive crash. 2 of the hardmins in code getting a bit close there. I don't know where he finished.
My word.
He did get on the second row, so Ferrari looking very quick in 4th and 5th.
Wow, my heart skipped a beat there. I know he was trying to get a bit of a slipstream at the end there, but I mean...
Wow. And look at that, an Aston Martin on pole. Look at that.
Oh, up the Aston. It had to be, didn't it? Up the Aston Martin.
Very close contact there, but in Monza, both Ferrari drivers, the first season these two have been teammates. Of course, DC is his first season in this league, and only pre-season race, only in qualifying, but for a team point of view, Matt, to get 4th and 5th in qualifying amongst some very good drivers isn't bad going at all. Look at that rain.
Not bad.
Look at that rain. Oh my god.
It's still loading in for
me. Does you wait, mate? Does you wait?
Oh my word.
Oh, that is tasty. That is tasty.
Right, I'm going to just pop to the loo. I'll be back in 2 seconds. But...
No worries, mate. That's fine. Wow, we had I can see if you look in Christopher's Mercedes garage there is a full wet tyre on show. And a lot of wings out, just in case. I think we'll be seeing a few of them wings tonight. Possibly need a few wing changes, especially when we're on for a full wet race. It is only, of course, a pre-season race here to kick off this much anticipated Season 5. 49 days after we concluded Season 4, but of course, even in a pre-season race, full league rules apply. And it's, of course, a bit of an opportunity, as we mentioned tonight, to get a good result under your belt, a bit of on-track experience ahead of the season start, the official season start, which is a week today at Spa in Belgium. But a full grid, and you see the full wet tyres are on, well, not on everyone's car, because very interestingly, our champion Vipers Ken has opted for the green intermediates, which is a very interesting call. Of course, it is a pre-season race, so you know there's not as much at stake as Jerome goes very wide there on the formation lap. Now, of course, you don't have to pit under wet tyres. It is possible to go to the end, but I think we've seen a few pit stops tonight. But a very interesting call. 19 of the drivers on wets, 1 on the inters. So Vipers Ken, our current Season 3 and Season 4 champion, opting for a different strategy to the rest of the grid, which is it's exciting as a commentator. It's a very strange thing to see. We'll get Matt's thoughts on it when he's back.
What's this?
Vipers Ken opted for the intermediates, the other 19 on the wets.
Wow.
A bold strategy.
That is beyond bold. That is brave.
He is the back-to-back champion, so he got it in the locker, but that is, I mean, I'm no expert, and Vipers Ken will know a lot more about on-track than me, but that doesn't look like intermediate ever to me. It looks like full wet.
No, it doesn't. That's a risk. That's a real risk. I mean, it might get him. He might get an advantage off the line, but wow. I mean,
it's brave. Whether he knows something we don't. I remember in Belgium in Cologne last season, I did a very similar thing where I pitted for dries under wet conditions. The whole stream laughed at me. The commentators laughed at me. I ended up winning the race. So, you know, believe in Jeff is all I say. It can happen. And Vipers can again here, but we're questioning him as people question me. And, you know, it may be genius. Who knows? Thank you to the 12 people in the stream. Make sure you drop a like on the video. We are about to get going for Season 6, of course, for this pre-season race here in Monza as a McLaren cutting the grass there. Who's cutting the lawn there? My dad taught me not to cut the lawn when it's raining. JB Bowie. Have you not learnt these things? You don't cut grass when it's raining. He's not listened. He's cutting the lawn.
I'll tell you what, Hedge. We were talking about Turn 1 being brutal in the dry.
Imagine it in the wet.
It's even worse in the wet. I mean, this could be
a few DSQs as well, Matt. I haven't had a chance to go around the track yet. AJ and Christoph, J Wills and Oddsy.
They're going to be the tyres are going to be freezing.
Here we go then. As the drivers line up on this very wet looking Monza, the umbrellas are out in the grandstand. Look at them, some shocking colours umbrellas there. Who brings a yellow umbrella to an F1 race? I don't know, but each to their own here, so each to their own. Here we go then, ahead of this Season 6 opener here in Monza for the pre-season Grand Prix. 27 laps ahead of the drivers. 5 lights, and we are away. It's a very, very gingerly start for all 20 drivers. A couple of little wheel spins there. There's a Red Bull off the track completely.
Yeah.
That looks like free fall. As Jeroen and Nathan wheel to wheel on the run down to turn 1. Williams versus Aston Martin. There's a very late braking Haas behind them. And it looks like for now, Nathan's sort of leading the Grand Prix.
Aston Martin have gone off as well on the run-off, and Alpine's gone off.
Oh, Wild Dog's been hit by AJ! There's chaos on track! As you'd expect, there's penalties! As you'd expect, but towards the front, Nathan gets the jump on your own.
Wow, chaos at the back there, yeah. I think AJ just didn't quite see. As Jay Wills has a bit of a moment there. Up to P3.
Oh, he's off the track! He's off the track, AJ. And he had a poor qualifying. He's had a poor start, and he's right in the back with his Red Bull teammate. And AFL looks for Ruben Digweed and gets it. Digweed's got no wing. Your mate's got no wing.
Oh no,
he's off the track. He's on the gravel. Oh no. He's off. He's dead last. As DC makes him on Vipers Chem, so not a great start on the Vipers Chem.
Free fall and AJ, the 2 Red Bulls getting really close, coming in at sector 2.
Well, don't get involved at all. 2 Red Bulls and a McLaren.
Oh no, they're going to go into the... Ooh, going into a Scary.
Wild Dog looks have got the move done towards the front. DC is flying. He got past Vipers Ken. He's got past Shawels. It's a double move. Past both past drivers.
KXI spun as well, going into a Scary, so both the Alpha Tauris are at the back.
Here comes Jeroen and Nathan then for the lead. Wheel to wheel, Williams versus Aston Martin. These two have took off. They are flying. No one else is even near them. The wheel to wheel into turn 1 control and get the move back on the inside of Nathan. Doesn't look like he has. Oh, he has! He's got the place back. He's brilliant from Jeroen. As them two are fighting, but a special mention with DC, who's battled both Haas drivers and got past both Haas drivers. Vipers Ken, in fairness though, Matt, on meters, he's fifth. He's doing all right.
Alfa Romeo's getting very close.
Oh, our first DNF.
No. Diggers is retired.
Oh.
How's he retired in the pit lane? Oh, I wonder if he got a penalty going into pits. There's loads of cars in the pits, by the way.
He's in the history books as the first DNF of Season 5.
Oh, he's going to...
and speaking of team battles, we mentioned Haas, we mentioned Red Bull, we mentioned Alpha Tauri. Let's mention Alfa Romeo, because Alex Dobson's not too far behind his teammate Hobbsy in the battle for P8. Jack Priddy, he's had a good start on the reserve with Jack Priddy in the Alpine. The Alpha Tauri, both Alpha Tauris are out! And it's a VSC. It's a shocking start to the new season for Alpha Tauri. Both of their drivers in the opening 2 laps are out the race. And that's on track.
Let's see, Mazzles is on board.
In the wall. Oh, KXI, a Constructors champion from last season with Vipers Ken. Has a nightmare start to the new season. I know he's made a couple of changes with settings, but he's a tier 1 driver in Cone. He's right up there, and Matt, it's only a pre-season race, but it's a nightmare start for Alpha Tauri.
Oh, and yeah, Diggers has just put in the chat. I noticed his Alpha Tauri was driving around, I think, briefly coming out the pits. He's just said, my wheels F-U-C-K indeed. Cars pulling left all the time, so I don't know what's happened to his wheel. Hopefully that doesn't affect him for the CRL as well, of course.
Yeah, hopefully everything can be sorted. His AFL speed in the pit lane, a rookie error that. Speeding in the pit lane, pitting under the VSC, which isn't a bad thing. Wild Dog also doing the same, but AFL it'll cost AFL there. And I've noticed, Matt, as you mentioned, a lot of people have pitted, but an interesting one. Wild Dog and Chris have gone for intermediates, the rest onto wet, so I have no idea. Oh, and free fall's gone again. Of course, he only just got onto wheel. He's very quick on the pad, but struggling on the wheel at the moment. Free fall and right towards the back.
Yeah, the wheel, it's a nightmare in the wet. I'd hate to be him driving this track right now. But Viper, you know, it's worth checking his progress. He's on the Inter still, P5.
Doing alright, isn't he?
So it's not been a bad shot for him. And if it is getting gradually drier out there, then it might be an absolute genius.
Well, one of the intermediate runners, Christoph, just got off the track, so maybe intermediates aren't the one. Who knows? He's just got off the track there. No damage, but had a bit of a moment there. Yeah, he's not too far behind J Wills and DC Young. A little one though is creeping up on Viper's Ken, but the gap after that is huge down to Jack Bowie. Over 3 seconds. Jack Bowie though covering the pressure here from the Alfa Romeo of Hobbs, who's getting very close to the back of that McLaren as we approach lap 4. And maybe this is obviously a chance to get Bowie. Obviously got a good exit there, a little bit of contact between the two of them.
Very good exit.
Hobbs does get the move done for now on Jack Bowie, but the wheel to wheel, you know, here. Of course, there's no DRS, and then Jack Bowie got to place back he has for now. So great battle here. Alex Dobson in the other Alfa Romeo, not too far behind either. Wheel to wheel in turn 1, and a good move from Hobbsy there. And Jack Bowie's now in an Alfa Romeo stand with Jack Priddy and Riordan. Also in the mix, and quickly becoming a 5-horse race here. P7's a yellow flag. It's a Mercedes again. It's Mark Wilson. No damage, but he's come off the track.
Be interesting to see how his teammate gets on them intermediate tyres.
I've noticed that Wild Dog's now a ghost. Whether he's meant to leave on purpose or not, I'm not sure. Hopefully not. We encourage retiring in the pits.
He is entering the pits.
But his AI driver's going into the pits, and I'm assuming putting wets on, which indicates to me that it is wet tyres and not intermediates. We'll double check that he puts wets on. No, he's got it. It's intermediate. Oh, if an AI is doing that, then that could possibly tell you something. It is absolutely leveraged down there, and Giron all of a sudden has pulled a 3-second gap on Nathan. These two are very, very close. Of course, Nathan made the jump over Giron at the start, but 3 seconds now, and the gaps are getting a little bit bigger, aren't they, throughout the grid?
Yeah, I mean, this is where the skill of a driver really does show. Obviously, you don't have DRS, so overtaking's got to be done just on pure pace. Yeah, Nathan's in the pits.
Oh, maybe an incident then, because he was very close to your Owen. So and all of a sudden he's dropped. So
is he changing his front wing? I wonder.
I can't see visible damage.
Or is he changing his tyres?
Oh, it's no front wing, but it's intermediates. He's gone for it. Oh, so maybe Viper's Ken all along, the only driver to do it, and maybe it was a good call. And you can see he's not the only one, because Little One and Bowie have also done it. So, is it a genius move from Viper's Ken? He's a back-to-back champion, he knows what he's doing, and that could be superb from Viper's Ken, you know. It could be absolutely superb.
Meanwhile, Riordan, Jack Priddy, Alex Dobson, very close, the three of them. Is Riordan going to look for a move? Not quite. Them three are very close into Sector 2, as I think Riordan took an absolute chunk of that curb. But yeah, it's just starting to open up a little bit as well. Jerome, though, out there, 8 seconds in the lead, but does he know that Nathan's put the intermediates on? If so, he might get undercut by him.
Sorry, Matt, I'll be 2 seconds, mate.
No bother. Keep an eye on the action, though, as closest battle on track at the moment does look to be Riordan, Jack Priddy and Alex Dobson. However, Spoofall may have just gotten past AFL. Don't know if there was they were very close together, maybe got him on the straight, but Jerome's into the pit lane then, so maybe he does realise that intermediates are the right tyre. Can't quite see what tyre he's put on there. Jerome, yeah, he has put intermediates on, so
right, sorry
Jerome's reacted to Nathan putting the intermediates on and has gone on intermediates himself.
He's still got a decent gap on it today for that, by the looks of it here. Yeah, he has.
He has maintained the lead.
Maybe they even get into the track there, but a lot of on the Inters now, aren't they?
Yeah. So yeah.
Pretty much a full sweep on Inters.
But look at this, the two Haas drivers, Hedge, looking at the. Are they gonna battle it?
One's on wet, one's on it. You've got to favour Viper's Kenny, aren't you? On the better tyre, clearly, but his J-Will's not going to let him pass easy, you can tell. He's not having it. He's not having it. I love it. I love it. Not every team works together, and J-Will's here, clearly on the worst tyre. He's not letting his teammate pass easy. There's no team order to ask, is there? Can you imagine go to Stein and I was going mad in it? Going mental in that pit lane. The yellow flag on track there as well. That may have been an Aston Martin of reordering. But J-Will's, to be fair, he's not having it, is he? He's not having it. And Babs can't be fuming here. He want to get away. Hobbs here. Oh no! Oh my god! Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
J-Will's lost it on the exit and very nearly wiped them both out.
Oh my!
It was nearly a Haas wipe out there. Was the damage? No, they could have been, and that indicates to me that the wets are done with. Yeah, and it's intermediate sign. And Ken's laughing, isn't he?
Is J-Will's pit? Is he pit?
Yeah, and Hobbsy just hit the back of J-Will's and fed in the pit lane. And that's going to be crucial.
Has he got damage then? Will that have damaged his front wing?
Possibly, there was a little bit of contact, it may have been. There's no new wing, but a penalty, which obviously he's not going to serve now, is it? Costly.
No, he might have gotten a bit lucky there that he didn't get a front wing, damaged front wing as well as a 5-second penalty there. But yeah, they're coming out of the pits together. J-Will's. Hobbsy looks like he wants to overtake him before they even get. Look how close they are with the little one. Oh my word.
Oh wow, 3 of them. Alpine, Haas and Alfa Romeo. J-Will's going to get a move on the little one. Hobbsy's struggling. Hobbsy's lost time. He's lost them both. But J-Will's is flying here. Can he get past little one? Hobbsy seems to have a bit of a wobble there though and lost a bit of time. But J-Will's is on fire here. Is he going to go for a dive on the inside of little one? No, he thought about it. Hangs off. But these 3 having a right battle.
Yeah, little one put his car in the perfect place.
Oh! There's a good battle as well between Alex Dobson and Jack Priddy, who were very close. Alex Dobson just cut the corner there. That could give the Alpine Jack a move. He again thought about the move. Doesn't go for it, but a lot of very good battles. The rain is easing off now. Maybe some dry tyres a little bit later, but for now, definitely intermediates. Mazzles, though, still on the wets. Does he think rain's coming? Is more rain coming? Because Mark and Freefall also still on the wet. So maybe, is the rain about to come down again? Possibly.
Yeah, but depends what's getting said on the radio. I mean, if Jeff's on the radio saying, you know, heavy rain's coming in 5 minutes, you just gamble and just stay on the wet tyres. I mean, that's the only other reason why I would imagine they would stay on the wet tyres, because from what we've seen, it looks like it's getting drier for now anyway. A
wobble for J-Will's, and that could invite Hobbsy for the place. Hobbsy, of course, got that penalty. J-Will's going to give him as less room as possible, and they're going to be wheel to wheel, of course. No DRS. They are literally neck and neck going down to turn 1. J-Will's has got the lead for now. Hobbsy, to be fair, thinks better of it and breaks. Little one will be happy with that if these two are scrapping. He can probably pull away. A very interesting first hit laps with both Alpha Tauris being our DNF so far. No safety car but VSE is obviously once again coming back at J-Will's. It's not an easy place to overtake, especially in the rain. This could be brilliant from Hobbsy. It is brilliant. What a move that is in the rain. J-Will's might come back though into the corner. He doesn't. That, to be fair, was brilliant from Hobbsy.
That was brave. Round the outside of that corner. I mean, the back end could have.
And the other Alpha Romeo was in a scrap. And in fairness to Mazzles on the wets, he's gained on both Alex Dobson and Jack Priddy, who are on the Inters.
Well, maybe it's a crossover. Maybe it is just a, you know, that period of the race where you've just got to drive through.
Oh, here we go! The Mercedes are wheel to wheel. Christopher on the Inters, Mark Wilson on the wets. They're battling it out. Mark's going to go for the move on his teammate, and he's going to hit his teammate off the track. We've seen Haas going at it. Mercedes are going at it as well. What happened to Team Orders in F1? There's another yellow flag, and J-Will's out on the race on the intermediates in the middle of the track. It's going to be a safety car. It is a safety car. Our first safety car of season 5, and it's the Haas of J-Will's that has binned it. What a start to the season.
I can't keep up with this. This is it though. If it's getting dry, if it's getting wet, sorry, do you put under safety car, put the wet tyres on?
Well, here we go. Let's keep an eye on Mazzles, who's on the wets. He's got Rodman behind him on the Inters. Now, does Mazzles pit? He doesn't. I mean, if you... Oh, he does. He does pit.
Okay.
So maybe Mazzles was thinking, you know what, now, and in fairness, he's not in a bad spot, Mazzles, he's doing a good job on them wets. Maybe thinking now is the time for things. So what about Mark Wilson, who had a lovely bit of a scrap with his reserve teammate Christoph there. I'm not too sure Toto Wolff would be impressed with that, but Mercedes going at it. We've seen Haas go at it as well, haven't we? A couple of teammates not working together. Does Mark pit? He does. So it's full meters all around now.
Headset on the floor and everything, wouldn't he? Toto Wolff, he'd have been fuming with
it's that. Not right. It's not right. That's what he says. It's not right.
It's not right.
It's not right. It's not right. Michael, this is so not right. Well, that wasn't right. I've seen Mercedes nearly kill each other.
Hedge, this is not right.
A shout out for Jack Priddy and Alex Hobson, who, to be fair, have had a real good battle throughout the first and last race. Alex Hobson does have the edge on him at the moment. Alfa Romeo have looked pretty good, other than Hobbsy's penalty. Now, will Hobbsy sacrifice some places here and go in the pits and get rid of the penalty? It is quite a... It's sort of hanging over you, that, isn't it? It's a big penalty, that, and does he pit here? He's currently in 6th. Do you pit and get rid of it?
I'd get rid of it, absolutely, before the safety car bunches everyone up.
Well, he ain't going to lose that many places, is it? Because there's not that many... There's 4 behind him, and then the gap there is quite big to Mazzle, so he's only going to lose... Mazzle may get him, actually, if he's got a... I don't know. I don't think he'd lose... I think he'd get out ahead of Mazzle's.
Fresh tyres as well. I think it's a
no-brainer,
really.
Yeah, I would pit. Let's have a look. Does he get rid of the penalty, or does he stick with it? He sticks with it. Of course, what this will do, we'll bunch everyone up, and there were some massive gaps for, and you can see from 10th to 11th on its own, Mazzle's got a 20-second gap to Fiora, so I'll give it a chance for him to bunch up Freefall. Has Freefall not been lapped? I think he has been lapped, because Nathan's the car behind him. Has he been lapped? Yeah, 1 lap. Yeah, he has been lapped, unfortunately.
I don't envy Freefall at all. So it says Christoph's overtaken Mazzles. Oh, Mazzles had a spin.
He has.
Oh, spinning on the safety car. That's
worrying.
Yeah, all the progress he made on the wet tyres might have been undone there by that spin.
Yeah, he's lost 2 places, I think, now, hasn't he? Or maybe just the 1 actually to AJ. Good evening to Ethan in the chat. He's doing very well so far. A little while. He's currently in 5th on the Inters, so doing a good job. And you can see it's a full. Oh, it's been disqualified Freefall. Hey?
Ignoring yellow flags, what?
As he tried to overtake the safety car, it looks like he has. He's not had any of it. Yeah, he has. That's a shame.
Is he trying to unlap himself?
Yeah,
maybe?
it looks like he's trying to unlap himself and the game's gone, nope.
Yeah, that's an annoying... That's an annoying feature, that, isn't it?
In fairness to Scott, though, he has just made the move over to the wheel. He's just trying to get in practice for Scott. He'll get better and better. I know he's in Tier 4 in Cone with you this year, isn't he? So he's just trying to get that experience. And like I said, we've already mentioned it tonight, making that jump to the wheel is difficult. And the more practice he can get, the better it'll be for him. But yeah, I've been there when you've been lapped, and it's frustrating because you want to lap yourself, don't you? But
it's an annoying glitch where you in real life you would be allowed to unlap. Well,
I don't lap this year.
Yeah. Who knows what the rules are? But from what I understand, it's a shame that if you get stuck behind the safety car in this game, regardless if lapped or not, you get penalised for it. Which
DC and Little one had a bit of contact there because DC's just giving a penalty. Then the worst penalties then when you have a little bit of a bump under a safety car, and the game goes nope, not having it. And DC's picked up a penalty there. Probably will get removed. In fairness,
did he hit Nathan? Or?
Yeah, it was with Little One behind him. Little One's got no visible damage. It's a strange one. Let's summarise then. 11 laps in, 4 DNFs, 1 VSC, 1 safety car, and 16 drivers remain out of the 20. We did start on wets. Well, not all of us. 19 of us started on wets, with the exception of our race leader, Vipers Ken. He went for the intermediates. It looks like it's paid off. He leads the race. A pretty interesting start, Matt.
Yeah, it's safe to say it's been a pretty boring race, Hedge. Nothing's really happened. No, but Viper's absolutely... he must have saw that it was going to dry up, gambled on the Inters, gambled on a safety car, and what a gamble. Who are we? Who are we to...
Who are we to say? Who is such a two-time champion, eh? How dare we?
I know, how dare we question a two-time champion? Start the race. What's he doing? What's he doing on the Inters? Yeah, it's...
Well, fair play to him. He's quick. Obviously on the older Inters, which we'll need to keep an eye on because your Owen and Nathan have got fresher tyres in him. Nathan, with that move into turn 1 to lead the race, it was a great battle between the two of them, but I think Nathan may have had a bit of a an incident that we missed. It's been a pretty mental start, but also like you can say now the rain, it's very light rain now compared to 11 laps ago when it was hammering it down. Definitely in immediate weather, and weather will get dry. Whether it'll go back to wets, or whether we'll be stuck in it is remains to be seen. But it's been a very interesting first 12 laps now, if you like, and still waiting on a couple to catch up. Hopefully, end of this lap it'll be in and we can get racing again. But the first race of season 5, pre-season or not, it's been not short of drama, and it's set us up very nicely for the opening, technically the official opening night next week in Belgium, because it's been a very interesting first 12 laps.
It has. I mean, it's. I know Wild Dog. I think Wild Dog had. I remember you saying that he pitted and left. I saw a notification to say he rejoined.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he had a connection issue, but looking at the biggest winners and losers, Jack Pretty has gained 9 places from P18. So he's had a fantastic race, a fantastic start. AFL, he's jumped 6 places. We've got Jack Bowie, JB Bowie, he's jumped 5 places. The little one's jumped 3. So a lot of guys who've gained, a lot of the guys who've lost have actually retired. So Jay Will's lost 11 positions. Mazzles has lost 8 positions, which I think proves that maybe starting on them wets and staying on them wets for as long as he did might have actually been a bad idea for Mazzles, as well as his spin, of course.
Yeah, only DC and Riordan have held their positions from which they started the race. Shout out to Jack Pretty, because he's a reserve driver. He's never actually been a full-time driver in the league. He was a reserve driver last year, and a couple of races that he did where he was pretty good. And tonight, like you say, what was it? 9 places. 9. It's a very interesting start. Ooh. AFL and Mark, 2 of the old Tier 4 boys, having a bit of an incident there. They're both Tier 3 this year in Cone, so as is the man behind them, Wild Dogs. Maybe a bit of a taster of what Toro will bring in Cone with these 3, and Mazzles as well. He's Tier 3. So the bottom 4 are all Tier 3 in Cone, so maybe a bit of a snippet here, Matt, of what we can expect in Cone when they get racing again. I'll be like scouting here, as a fellow driver. Scouting what they do.
Oh, yes, scanning your opposition. But safety car's in, so when's Viper gonna, it's a long old straight down to turn 1. He's got Jerome all over the back of him, Nathan as well. When's Viper gonna go?
Here we go.
He's gone,
early.
I think. He has it. Oh, what a start as well. What a start.
Oh, and Nathan looks to have got a better start than Jerome, but of course he's no DRS. But can he make the move on Jerome? Into turn 1, they both gained on Ken as well. Oh, Jerome may have gone for. I thought for a minute he was going to go for a move further back though. Who's going to brake late? He's going to make a mistake. DC getting very close. Sorry, little one getting
got an Aston Martin over the curb. Riordan took a huge shot at the curb. He's managed to just about keep his car on track. Jack Pretty's dropped a position there.
Oh, looks like AJ's having connection issues. Don't know about on your screen, Matt, but AJ's having a lot of connection issues there. He's getting very close to the Mercedes of Christoph, and lots of
very close.
Yeah, a couple of connection issues for AJ there.
A wheel into the. Oh, he's caught the car. Yeah, he might.
And Jack Pretty's flying again. He's got past Riordan. Jack Pretty is a reserve driver on a mission here. He's now up 10. Is it 10? Or has he dropped one since the start? He must have dropped one.
He's regained it again.
Or did he drop to Riordan maybe and then got it back?
Maybe.
That may have been it.
What's interesting, Hedge, is Mark Wilson chose to pit on the safety car restart. And
was there an incident with AFL then?
Seconds.
Because he didn't get a penalty, didn't he?
Might have lost a bit of his front wing, because obviously if you want to get them 5 seconds back, you want to do it under safety car. And I think he's sped in the pit lane as well. So
is AJ having connection issues on your screen? Because he is on mine. He's lagging a lot, and he's got Christoph and Mazzles next to him. They're 3 wide. I've been told by Mark Wilson's engineer, his missus, that he had damaged wing.
Right. I don't know if he sped in the pit lane as well, because he's I don't know if he lost 5 seconds because of that, but AJ's got an X next to his. AJ's got an X next to his name.
And so's his brother Nathan, and they are in the same house, so that's probably has the parents turned the Wi-Fi off in their house? What's gone on there then? But yeah,
Christoph got down the inside and he catches Adrian's rear end there.
Oh, and he catches Mazzles as well. And poor Mazzles, due to that incident, has lost out to both AFL and Wild Dog. So Mazzles, who made all that progress on the wets before, has lost it on in a matter of a lap. Here comes Jack Pretty, Alex Dobson, who've had a great battle, and there's contact, and the LP loses the car, and that gives Riordan the spot. There's another yellow flag. That may have been that. But Jack Pretty's had a great battle with Alex Dobson. I think may have just needed to...
Wild Dog down the inside of AFL. Yeah,
he's going to come back at him, though. He's going to come back at him, AFL. They're getting very close.
Wild Dog went deep into the corner.
And Lux have got the job done.
Yeah, he's going to keep the position.
And Hobbsy, still with that penalty, though, and not let Little One get away from him. They're very close. DC not too far up the road either, as towards the front, your Owens closing the gap on the race leader Vipers. Ken, I think we'll see a lot of battling between these two this season. Nathan, to be fair, not too far behind the Vipers. Ken has lost the car. A little bit of a mistake there, and that gift Owen P1. He's gift wrapped it, and Ken Nathan, who's got a much quicker exit from the corner, closed the gap on him as well and make him move. But Vipers Ken has gift wrapped with a bow the lead to Owen there. What happened? A little bit of a steering incident, maybe.
I think he's just happy to have kept that car on track, because that could have been a disaster for him on the gravel as well. He did well to not keep that car from hitting a wall, but Jack Pretty's had a bad exit, and I think AJ's going to get him again. Connection issues are looking and making it hard to. What's going on out front?
It looks like for a second that I think it's connection from both, because Nathan's having. Yeah, they're both having connection issues, aren't they? Is that for you as well? Can you see that?
Yeah, I saw them jumping around a little bit. Yeah, it's the same with Jack Pretty. He's fighting AJ at the moment, but AJ's jumping all over.
Riordan getting very close to Alex Dobson. There was nearly an impact between the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin. Riordan's having a good race, to be fair. He's recovered it. He is just behind Alex Dobson. AJ... Alex Dobson now an AI. He's saying AI over Alex Dobson's name, so I'm not too sure. I think he's an AI as he's slowed right down. And that is a shame, because he's going to lose a lot of play. It's a bit frustrating for Riordan because he can't get the job done. He's got AJ for company. There's going to be Alex Dobson now back in the race, and AJ, not Alex Dobson, Riordan, and Jack Pretty's not too far behind. They're going to be 3 wide here into the corner. And for now, Alex Dobson gets a place, but it's for them, because here comes all this contact, and here goes AJ into a wall. Whether there was contact with Riordan, I'm not too sure, but AJ off track into a wall. Wow. And here comes Riordan and Alex Dobson. Alfa Romeo versus Aston Martin on that long run down to turn 1, the wheel to wheel. Riordan breaks late. Is that going to be enough? There's 3 of them. Look at this. He got pushed off track. Alex Dobson, such good progression. And here comes Christopher in the mix as well, and he also got a move done on Jack Pretty. Wild Dog closing in. What a battle in the midfield it is, and you've got to feel for Alex Dobson, who's had such a good race.
He backs out. That was a wise move to back out there. But yeah, Alex, I think what happened there is he was battling. I can't remember what it was. He might have been battling Riordan. I don't think he saw the Alpine coming around the outside, and he cut across him into turn 2. I don't think he knew he was there or expected the Alpine to stick his nose down the inside of turn 2, and because of that, I think he got clipped with his rear left, and that unsettled him, and that was it. So a bit unlucky there, I think. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Try telling these drivers it's a pre-season race. They're giving it absolutely everything in the rain as well.
Wild Dog is literally pushing Jack Pretty through a Ascari, and then Jack Pretty's pushing Christoph through a Ascari.
And Mazzles, to be fair, he's back in the mix, Mazzles. And here comes Wild Dog, who is flying down the straight. Was he going to make a move on Jack Pretty? No, he's not. But all this battling, he might make a move now on the inside. The wheel to wheel, Alpine versus it's both reserve drivers. They're battling for a seat, you can tell. They're flying. This is great Sunday night entertainment, says Daniel.
Weaving across the track, try and...
Here comes Wild Dog. Wild Dog's got turbo. He's cruising. And all this, a little bit of contact there into turn 1. And all this is bringing Mazzles right back into this. Now a 4-horse race, and here comes Mazzles.
Jack Pretty's rode the curve, and Mazzles is now fancying a little bit of the action as well. Oh my word.
Danielle's just put, this is great Sunday night entertainment. I cannot disagree. 17 laps in. This is a pre-season race. They're not even playing for points. And they're giving it the roll like it's the final race of the season. This is what you want to see. Jack Pretty touches the gravel and gives Mazzles a really easy move there. That was easy for the Ferrari. A little bit of a mistake for Jack Pretty. In fairness, to be fair to him tonight, has raced really, really well for 17 laps, but a little bit of a mistake there. He'll probably come back at Mazzles. There's Wild Dog off the track, and that could give Mazzles and Jack Pretty a move. It is going to. A costly error from Wild Dog there, and he won't be happy with that.
Merry Christmas, Mazzles. I mean,
Two spots for one there.
He dropped all the way back, and suddenly he's working his way back through. I mean, this is an example of why you just have to stay in the race. As well.
I've now got a pen, so a couple of little errors have cost Wild Dog. But to be fair to him, once again, he's flying towards that Alpine of Jack Priddy, who's got no battery, according to the game. Even going to the corner, and he's not going to get him now.
He must be sat in his cockpit going, would you just leave me alone for a second?
But look behind Wild Dog, AFL wants to go now, and oh, he's catching him up. This is for the battle for 10th, by the way. Towards the front, Johansen got a 3-second lead on Viper Ken, so Viper Ken's intermediate's probably starting to die off. To be fair to Ken, though, he's got a good gap to the rest. Nathan from DC, from Little One, hopefully, to be fair, still hanging onto the back of the Alpine, but not getting a move done on Little One just yet. Bowie a little bit further behind. Then Riordan on his own, really. And then it's Christoph, Mazzles, Jack Priddy, Wild Dog and AFL all in pretty close proximity. Alex Dobson, who had a really good race up until, I'm mistaken, would have been in that midfield battle. Matt Wilson and AJ Lujan. Wow, what a race!
Yeah, I think the some of the inters are dropping off. I think Mazzles is really benefiting from the fresh inters. I think we were saying how him staying out on the wets might have been a bad thing. It might be coming back to him actually, because the likes of Viper, Christoph, 15 laps, 17 laps. Will them inters get to the end? I don't think they will. Mazzles can get his inters to the end, so I mean, is Mazzles a pit stop up on these guys? I'd be interested to see how long these guys want to hold on to them intermediate tyres. Well,
Mazzles is closing the gap. He's pulled away from Jack Priddy and Wild Dog, and he's closing very, very quickly on the standing Mercedes of Christoph.
Yeah, the tyre advantage is, and if it starts to get drier as well, them worn inters are going to be absolutely horrible to drive with.
Yeah, it's still it's very strange weather because he's been spitting for ages, hasn't he, like this? Not much of a change, but here comes Mazzles then. I don't think he's going to get the move done here. He's going to get even closer. Christoph will see that Ferrari flying towards him. And Jack Priddy and Wild Dog have gained again. And Wild Dog's at the back of Jack Priddy. Mazzles has spun the car himself. And there's damage for Wild Dog, who's just clipped the back of Jack Priddy. And I think he has lost his end plate, Wild Dog. Yes, he has. So a very costly error from Wild Dog there. And that should give AFL a pretty easy pass on him.
Yeah, here comes AFL round the outside. Ooh, touches the grass a little bit, but he's through. And Mazzles, we were just saying he could be a pit stop up. He's got fresh inters.
Well, Mazzles all over the show due to the damage.
He spins the car.
And Mazzles should, to be fair, get one place back on Wild Dog because he hit the back of Jack Priddy and has damage. He's off the track.
Yeah, I was going to say, he would have hit Wild Dog in the
he span!
Wild span it. Yeah,
he's going to be out the race.
Oh,
he's not going to be out, luckily.
He's now.
And Alex Dobson, who's had a good night up until this point, had to brake there just in case Wild Dog's car didn't ghost. Gets the job done. Towards front, the gaps are quite big. Jerome still with that 3.5 second gap, of course, on them fresher tyres compared to Viper's Ken. To be fair to Viper's Ken, though, hasn't pitted, and he's still got a second. And is Nathan starting to creep from Viper's Ken? I think he is, you know.
I think he is. I think that, yeah, I mean, them inters 19 laps. I mean, it's going to be some tyre management to get them to the end. Riordan,
yellow flag.
I think it's Wild Dog again, is it?
Yeah, look, he's got no wing at all now. So get it into the pits and retire. Probably the best shout from Wild Dog.
Yeah, maybe. He needs, he's weaving around. I think he's a bit frustrated. Needs a miracle, I think, from here on in. Understeering around Parabolica. Matt Wilson's coming up to him. Doesn't want to cut across him before the pit lane entry. And yeah, he's got out the way there. I think he might be retiring in the pit lane there. But, yeah, Riordan, 3/10. He's right on the back of Bowie now.
Oh! And Alex Dobson's gone for softs. The rain has stopped. Well, we've seen some crazy strategies. It's another brave one. He's got nothing to lose, Alex Dobson. The rain has stopped the trap there. The trap looks very, very wet. But I love it. Why not? The pre-season race, why not go for it?
Fair play. To be fair though, it is a theme on this game that you do get recommended dry tyres even when it is ridiculous. It still looks really wet, but I'm on board with Alex, and I think yeah, I think that's the wrong choice. He's really
laps too early. I think we may see the softs, but I think it's a couple of laps too early.
Yeah, he needs to be careful that he doesn't push too hard and end his race. Actually, he's went for a gamble. Fair play, you know. But yeah, you can see there as he's gone through the chicane, he's It's not slicks yet. It's not slicks yet.
It's been very, very hard to take your eyes off the midfield battle, and one of the battles here is the McLaren of Jack Bauer, who's got the Aston Martin of Riordan getting very, very close. There's 2 tenths separating the McLaren and the Aston Martin on lap 21 at turn 1. A little bit further back, there's a very close battle between AFL and Mazzles may get a move here on AFL. He's running out of straight to do it in. He has a quick look, leaves it there. It's a couple of big battles. The gaps at the front are quite large, but from 80th place downwards, they're quite close, and there's still a lot of place to go for grabs here. As Riordan once again getting close.
Jack Pretty's on the back of Christoph.
The yellow flag as Mazzles has gone.
Alex has just hit the wall as well. Coming out with Ferrari.
So Wild Dog. They've both gone. They've both gone. Interesting.
Both gone on there. I don't think there was contact. I think they both maybe spun it.
Alex Dobson and Mazzles also went at turn 1, so a couple of spins there. There ain't enough stops. I think we could see softs yet here.
Well, that's it. I mean, Alex is struggling so much. He's just struggling to get his car back on track. As he is just moving out the way now for the leaders who are coming through. Is he going to have to
pit again?
Yeah. Might have a bit of damage, but it's worth a gamble. But yeah.
Riordan is reeling in Jack Bowie, reeling him in, and Jack Bowie will feel the pressure. Jack Bowie in Aston Martin last season, now against the Aston Martin as Riordan looking for that P7. Not a good exit from Riordan, though. Bowie with a much better exit, and that could, for now, with no DRS, keep Bowie's place in P7. As Jack Pretty reeling in Christoph, isn't he?
He is indeed. Both these guys have, well, Christoph's got 19 lap old intermediate tyres. Alex coming back out the pits. He's on softs again. He's not giving up on them soft tyres.
Love it.
But Love that. Jack Pretty just not enough straight there to get
yellow flag. That's towards the front.
Alex is off again, I think. Oh no, there is a yellow flag towards the front.
I don't know why that was. Is it Wild Dog in the mix of? It is Wild Dog.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what he's doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's come back out, but I think he's just trying to. Well, he's got a 10-second penalty.
I'd probably put him to pits and retire, to be honest with you. If I was Wild Dog.
Yeah. And Alex is still struggling. He's trying his hardest to commit to them softs, hoping for a huge crossover with the weather, but it does look like it might be close to slicks. But yeah, he's really struggling.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what Wild Dog's game is here. It's like he's purposely trying to crash the car. It's a bit strange. Not what you want to see, to be honest. I'd put it into the again. I'd just pull it into the pits and retire. Do you know what I mean? Like, just do it. What is the point? You're not racing properly, are you? Just do it.
No, there's cars coming round who are lapping him as well. The last thing you want to do is collide with one or put one of them off and cause a collision. So yeah, he's in the pits now. Hopefully, as I think he's more than a lap down now, he just retires that car.
Here comes Jack Pretty again on the back of Christoph. Wild Dog does eventually retire and becomes our 5th DNF of the night.
Riordan just caught his car coming out of turn 2 there, Hedge. He was looking at JB Bowie, almost spun his car.
He lost a bit of time on him now, hasn't he, then?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
And of course, no DRS yet because we're still in the wet conditions. I say that, and I think we could still see softs here. I know there's not long to go. It all depends on how quick that track goes. To be fair, he's tried the softs. It hasn't worked out for him, bless him. But I love the attempt. And to be fair to him, up until the instant before, he was well in the mix, wasn't he?
He was, but I mean, if it works, you know, and if you pull off an absolute genius strategy, it could go as far as win you the race.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth the try. It's just a shame that I think when he pitted last time out, he should have just put the inters back on, because it might be a case that it is going to dry up. But I mean, with 3 laps to go, does anyone really want to lose a pit stop's worth of time at this stage?
Yeah, good point.
Probably not.
Very good point. Not only is Little One pulled away from Obsy, he's starting to reel in the Ferrari of DC for that P4. Now, DC has got a penalty, but not including the penalty, which I'm sure could possibly, I don't know what it was for. I think it was a collision with Little One, actually, under the safety car. Could be taken off. So, Little One looking for that P4. He's looked good tonight, Little One, once again. He was good last season. He started this season looking good as well. And he's in a battle for that P4 with DC. Riordan and Bowie still going at it, aren't they? As is Jack Pretty and Christoph.
Yeah, these two are desperate to get past each other, aren't they? Jack Pretty is trying to get good traction on the exit there with Christoph, but it's so hard in these conditions to try and, because you're desperate to put your foot down, desperate to get past, but if you put your foot down way too quickly, the back end is just going to give up on you, so it's got to be really patient. As Christoph looks like he's missed the apex there with the chicane, and Jack Pretty right on the back of him again.
Yeah, Jack's had a good race. I've mentioned it a couple of times. He looked good on Christoph again, a little bit of a wobble there. And Jack's been stuck behind Christoph for a good few laps. I'm sure he'll be dying to get that move done before the end of the race. And of course, Christoph, 21 laps, Vibes getting 23. Vibes going to do it. Is Vibes getting pitted? I don't think he has he? No, he's not pitted. Vibes going to do a no stop here and get a second.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't even realise that.
Incredible.
He's taking them intermediates for an entire Grand Prix. That's crazy.
And again, though, he's pulled away from Nathan, hasn't he? Nathan's not really been closer than 1.5 seconds from him. So
no, that's some tyre management, that, isn't it? As little one looking again at DC into turn 1, but just not quite close enough to just make that dive. Just too risky, even in these conditions.
Jack Bowie's pulled away from Riordan. Can Jack Pretty finally get a move on Christoph? I don't think he can. I think it's going to be more frustration for the Alpine, stuck behind the Mercedes. Of course, this track is great for overtaking on the straights, but of course no DRS in this weather just yet, so it's more frustration as he's glued behind him pretty much.
He's got a good exit, he's planted his ERS straight
Alex
away.
Thompson's gone. Could there be a late safety car? Could you imagine the scenes? Could you imagine the scenes? Is it too late? He's proper. I think it is.
I'm not surprised. He was trying his hardest to make some out of them softs, but it just wasn't working for him. So yeah, it looks like maybe a lap or two earlier. I think they would have got a save, because that's right on the exit of Ascari.
I'll tell you what, Matt. It's been. Are you ready for this? It's been a pretty good race from Jack Pretty.
Oh.
No, we're not having it. We're not having that. No. What about Stream? What do you reckon? What do you reckon?
It's a good effort. It's a good effort.
I had to do it.
It's almost as...
I did it by mistake before. I thought I'm going to get that in before the end of the race. Got to get it in. We're not having that one. I thought it was quite good.
I wonder how long you've been keeping that.
Couple of laps.
That in the bank.
Couple of laps. I was waiting for him to get past Christopher, and I was going to go pretty good move, but he never got past him. I'm still waiting. There's still time. He gets very close again here, Jack Pretty. Can he finally get past that Mercedes? Again, I don't think he will. Oh, he's going to be so close.
Christoph's deploying all of his ERS. Jack's just not got quite enough. And yeah.
Danielle made me laugh and Jello put awful. So, two completely different reactions to that there. I thought it was quite good. I'm quite happy with that. As Little One is hungry for that P4. Can Little One get a little move on D? I'm going to stop now. On DC.
No. You're trying too hard now. You're trying too hard.
Well, he's only 5 cents behind him. Well, I can't focus after that. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what. Nathan is gaining on Viper. He was literally gaining on him by like a tenth. Every time the interval was changing, he was gaining on him by a tenth.
He is gaining very quickly here.
1.5 to 1.2. I mean, Viper's inters. You can see going through Parabolica just how close he's getting. He's got down to a second.
It's a no stop. It's incredible from Viper's Ken. 26 laps now on them intermediates, and can he see out a second place? Now the problem for Nathan is here. We've seen it with Christoph and Jack. Is this Jack's moment? Can he get the move? The contact is wheel to wheel. Can Jack Pretty finally get the move done? They're literally wheel to wheel. They couldn't get any closer. This is ridiculous. I still don't think he'll do it.
Enabled.
On the last lap. Can he do it on the last lap? Oh, goes to there. He does it. It's a pretty good move from Jack Pretty. There we go. But can Christoph ruin it for him? I don't think so, because Jack's got DRS. But here comes Christoph. This is ridiculous. Mercedes versus Alpine. This contact. This contact.
Mercedes is desperately trying to keep.
And a penalty for Christoph. And well, Christoph, phew. No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
Meanwhile,
I'll leave it there.
Nathan is pushing with he's 6/10 behind Viper.
He's got DRS. DRS with intermediate tyres. This is ridiculous. JLR's loving the puns. He's loving it. Can Can Nathan steal a P2 from Ken? I think he might do. He's gonna do. William versus Haas on the last corner of the Grand Prix. The wheel to wheel. Has Ken got enough in the tank? He's not. Nathan's gonna do it. Incredible.
He's got a puncture. Has he got
Who's
a
got?
I thought he had a puncture.
He has from left. He has got a puncture on the last corner. He's still going to bring home a very, very good P3. Wow. And DC just holds off little one. That'll change for the penalty. But Vipers Ken gets a puncture on the last corner after doing a one-stop strategy or no-stop strategy. Oh my God. Come up for air. What a Grand Prix.
They just made it to the end. Wow.
Wow.
And that's
I tell you what, Matt. Vipers can go any further.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry.
That's it now. That's
sorry.
No more, please. Please.
Oh, wow. 27 laps of madness. Welcome to season 5. It is only a pre-season race, and it means absolutely nothing in terms of points, but that set us up very, very nicely for Belgium next week. I can't wait.
I mean, that was pre-season, and a lot of them guys were reserves, absolutely fighting like crazy.
And it's a reserve that gets round today. Jack Pretty was very good. It's a pretty good effort.
Oh, Vipers has just put in the chat 94% puncture.
And he's still got a P3 to be fair. One more up and he was gone.
94%. Oh, man.
Wow. And it is Aston Martin that win, Matt, in the pre-season race.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. Who
Aston
else?
Martin from Williams from Haas. Not see that very often in real life, do you? On the podium.
The Aston Martin.
Wow, what an incredible way to kick off this incredible season. The rain's back on track now. Where's that rain come from? The fastest lap going for Giro in a 1:28.4. He started first, and in the end, after a battle, finished first. Vipers Ken, look at that. 0 stops. Incredible. Incredible effort.
The fact his tyres were on 94%, I mean, they could have punctured at any point after like 75%. So, I mean, he was gambling. He was driving them last 5 laps, praying that his tyres didn't give in. And they did.
A 43-minute race. It felt a lot longer than 43 minutes, I must say. That was a very, very good way to kick off season 5. And of course, I know that in terms of points, it means nothing, but it sets us up very, very nicely for a trip to Spa in 7 days' time, doesn't it?
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. And Spa's another race known for its
changeable
drama. Weather, drama, Upper Rouge, and oh my God. Yeah.
We won't do any podium interviews tonight for the obvious reason. It's pre-season. If I had got on the podium, we'd do one. But no. Joking aside, we'll leave it. We'll leave. It's been a long night, of course, with a full qualifying. We'll save the interviews for the season start next week. But that was 27 laps of drama, madness, just everything you can imagine in a hedge racing league race you've seen right there. And it's a taster of the next 14 weeks of racing. Of course, next week, Matt, it starts real and everyone's overtakes, everyone's qualifying, everyone's mistakes, they mean something from next week.
Yeah, which means they're going to fight, they're going to only fight harder and push harder, and I mean, some of the battles there, you wouldn't have thought it was pre-season. It was just... Yeah.
That's it, sometimes in pre-season, people back off, don't they? They don't take it seriously, but that was just incredible. Bit of drama there. Vipers can get a puncture right at the end just to top it off. That was a...
Oh, wow. I bet Nathan's absolutely delighted that he got him on the final corner.
I'm speechless. What a good race. I mean, tell you what, I had another pun, but I don't think it's going to work, so I'm going to leave it. I had one, but I looked at it and I thought, nah. We'll save some for next week. We'll save some for next week. Any thoughts from Matt?
I thought Jerome was impressive. I think Viper's definitely someone to look out for. I loved his alternative strategy, something a little bit different. I think that's always nice to see. But the midfield, I mean, the midfield battles were absolutely unbelievable. There was 4 or 5 cars battling at some points. So, I mean, I think we're going to see some unbelievable racing this season. I really do. And
there you go. It's Giro 1, Vipers Ken 0. Hey, yep. No, there you go. It's 23 lap. It sets us up very, very nicely. Please make sure you join us this time next week in Spa for technically the opening night race 1 in Belgium of Season 5. Matt, thank you again, as always, mate. Honour.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to be your co-com this season.
We've got 40 more weeks of it, mate. Get ready.
I know if the other races are half as good as that, then it's going to be a cracking season.
Can't wait. And make sure you join the Comb Racing League stream from 7:30 tomorrow night. Watch me and Matt in different tiers, unfortunately, for now anyway. But if you want to watch me and Matt go around Australia, that'll be quite a fun one to watch. As well as a lot of the other drivers that were on track tonight as well. 3-4 IFL, Mark, Wildbog, etc. Riordan, they'll all be on tomorrow. So if you want to watch us race, you see us commentate, if you want to watch us race, make sure you're tune into the Comb Racing League YouTube. I believe I'm 7:30 tomorrow night, Matt's 8 o'clock. So
yep.
If you've got two devices, put us both on at once, why not? Watch us both win. I don't think that'll happen, but yeah, make sure you watch us both tomorrow night and Cohen. If not, if you don't fancy that, make sure you're here next Sunday for the opening night of Season 5. We are going to Belgium. What I have no doubt will be a pretty mental start.